Hi, the slideshow here is about the significance of capital budgeting. Well, if you look at this diagram here, it's all shown under on one slide, and it's quite well understood. We will take each of these points one by one. Let's start with indirect forecast of sales. Now, what does it mean by indirect forecast of sales? Um, I had discussed it in the features of capital budgeting that it requires forecasting cash flows from a project. In case the company is deciding to invest in a project, obviously it has to forecast the cash flows. So where will the cash flows come from? It's understood that the cash flows will come from its sales. So in a way, the company is forecasting its sales. So that's one significance. The second one that's listed here is comparative study of alternative projects. The company does not invest into whatever comes in its way. It has an option of investing into various projects, and then it does an analysis basis the capital budgeting decisions. These are capital budgeting decisions or capital budgeting. The ways of capital budgeting are the techniques of capital budgeting help the company decide, do a comparative study of alternative projects, and choose the best one out of it. Best one means the one which is feasible within their available resources. Then timings of asset acquisition. Now, when it comes to asset acquisition, it is an investment for the company, and the company, depending upon the feasibility of the project that they are evaluating, they can possibly take a call on whether they have to acquire the asset at in the current period or in the future period. So capital budgeting basically helps the company do that. Again, the techniques of capital budgeting are designed in such a way that the company knows whether company comes to a decision where where it takes a call on whether it has to buy an asset, acquire an asset, or it has to rent it, or it has to postpone it, or it has to outsource the work or the expansion plan or whatsoever. Then the second and then the next one is the cash forecast. So cash forecast comes in because it is again an investment decision. It comes with a lot of cash inflows and outflows as well. So it is required for the company to do a cash forecast to arrive at its cash inflows particularly. So that's about cash forecast. And then obviously the ultimate objective of a firm, which is maximization of shareholders wealth. Now that maximization of shareholders wealth means if the company does well, if the project succeeds, and if the project comes out with the expected or more than expected outflows, cash inflows, sorry, then it leads to maximization of the worth of shareholders, because ultimately it leads to an increase in the EPS, and hence the worth of shareholders is maximized. Well, cost reduction is the last point here, but that includes a lot of operational cost reduction, which kind of happens, which comes along with capital budgeting. Now, cost reduction could be decision on the depreciation of fixed asset. It could also be the choice of capital structure. It could also be the mode of the choice of operations of a project, which all leads to the reduction of cost, because that's one of the very important objectives of a company's capital budgeting or even the reduction of cost comes at every level of a company's decision, whether it's deciding about the capital structure or it's about capital budgeting or any other process. So yeah, so this I hope this helps you understand the significance of capital budgeting. Then the next topic in the subsequent slide. Thank you.